of Straight Up, and this is my grandson Josh. What is it about this program that would interest you, Josh?
I like the interesting topics that your listeners call in with, and I like the debates that you have with them.
Straight Up from 9 till midday, weekdays on News Talk 93 FM.
It's like Garvey and Manley and Marriot.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. And you know, we broadcast live here from the studios of News Talk 93 FM, the Mona campus at the University of the West Indies, and heard all over, even in Brazil, you know. And that's why I'm so breathless, you know. Come here to fly in from Brazil. Well, you know, it's not an occasion to ridicule or hold up Brazil to ridicule, neither Brazil or the supporters of Brazil. But it's a learnable moment, you know. Learnable moment. Or a momentous lesson too. Whether it's a learnable moment or it's a momentous lesson. This World Cup is obviously more competitive than most of them. This World Cup, you don't agree? Most people would agree, whether they are expert in football or not, that this World Cup is more competitive than most World Cup. And you know, football is a Brazilian territory. Football come like Brazilian territory, and Brazil is football country, you know. And Brazilian is football country. You forget about coffee. Because when football are going to remember about coffee. Everybody knows that Brazil is coffee country also. But Brazil is not only coffee country. We have that one there about the coffee. I'm going to hear a little about the coffee. Brazil is not the only coffee country. Ethiopia is a coffee country. Matter of fact, is in Ethiopia coffee originate, and it is named after a part of Ethiopia where coffee flourished, named Kaffa. That's a coffee name of Kaffa in Ethiopia. So Brazil is not the only coffee country. Ethiopia is a coffee country. Jamaica is a coffee country. To the best coffee in the world is Jamaica it come from. And Blue Mountain is the peak of all coffee. We have other coffee country to Kenya, Arabia, several other coffee countries. So there's more competition in coffee more than in the image of football, because everybody have Brazil as the greatest football country. And yet even coffee that Brazil is identified with, there's many other great coffee countries that just name out here. Maybe we hear a little bit about Brazil coffee there. Not too much.
Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions. A politician's daughter was accused of drinking water and was fined a great big $50 bill.
Yeah, that was not Fatsdam, no. Frank Sinatra. By the way, Fatsdam, you know, talk about Fatsdam. I'm going to play a piece of Fatsdam, you know. Piece of Fatsdam, you know, when I ridicule Bridget, most of the people in Jamaica, them love Brazil. It's not a time to crow over people who lose and people who did by the bet wrong or who was back in a different team right here. We're not crow over one another. But you can learn a lot from this. I'm going to soon tell you what. So some of the things you can learn. Yeah, Fatsdam, you know.
I want you to take me where I belong. Soft words has been spoken, so sweet.
Yeah, man, Valley of Tears. What about tears? I want to tell you this. You know that all suicide will take place through them things. People kill themselves. People kill themselves because of being so disappointed. I can imagine the Brazilian government probably in trouble now, having spent so much money and the protest was going on from before. You know that them kill footballer for losing match in South America. South American footballer life not danger when them lose certain kind of match. We hope nothing like that go on. But you know that people kill themselves. And a matter of fact, all kind of things, all kind of foolish things people do. But as I was saying, Ethiopia as well as Brazil, not the only country identified with coffee. And Jamaica identified coffee greatly too. Matter about Jamaica coffee is agreed that Jamaica coffee is the best in the world. Even though Ethiopia is the original coffee country and probably Brazil produced the most. But there's more competition. Like with track and field, we are more than 100 years of outstanding competition in Jamaica. More than 100 years of outstanding organization and competition. Not just competition, but organization of track and field between teenagers and between school. So that more than 100 years of outstanding, excellent organization and competition between teenagers and schools in Jamaica produce the success that we get used to. Spectacular success too, you know. And so it is spectacular success. We get used to it. We get used to it that become you know, like a monopolization. Just like the monopolization and the cartelization that take place in the nation. That most talkative people in Jamaica consider that Jamaica to be PNP, JLP country. Well, PNP says PNP country, and a lot of people agree. But almost everybody in Jamaica agree that Jamaica is PNP, JLP country. In other words, if it's not the PNP, it's the JLP, and them not consider nothing else. Now, what quality of service you're going to get from political activity in Jamaica and parties when it's just competition between two of them? If the competition in football was just between Brazil and Germany alone, you think you'd have that like high level of football? You're not going to get no high level of competition with just two teams. Everything restricted to 2 teams. That's why the low level of political service in Jamaica, the low level, because it's restricted to these 2 set of people who even stray from the original ideals of them 2 parties, PNP and JLP. So them is nothing like the original JLP and PNP now. So you can imagine how much restricted to two alternatives. Just like when you only have 2 telephone companies. The 2 of them join together and make so the prices can be low. But once you have a 3rd or a 4th company come in, who can make so the price can low, you see the whole of them all of a sudden. Like how Pew's Photoshop. All of the big photo places, I mean, the 2 or 3 big photo places in Jamaica was overcharging us for years. And telling us that can't be cheaper, we're not even making any money. You hear them now? Not even making any money. Can't be cheaper. Things are expensive. And when Pew come start charge 1/3 of the money with that they must charging and giving you back your pictures in 1 hour without charging no express price. Everybody have to come down off of them high prices and them high horse. And matter of fact, if you ever know some things that them try do all kind of things to mash up Pews. That's, I don't want to cast no aspersion upon nobody. Pew himself never last long. A couple of years time him dead violently. Yeah, it's not dead a photo company. Well, I don't know who responsible. I don't think it's dead a photo company. But people claim say Jamaica is JLP and PNP country. Like a Gaza Gully cartel. You know Gaza and Gully? If it's not one or the other. The Brazilian fan them feel now like Vibes Cartel crew. Is your great Vibes Cartel crew feel after them say world boss can't go to jail. I mean, we know them can still appeal, you know, and get way. Right now, I'm even a sue commissioner and a sue other people. Sue, you know, we should say, on a TV station and sue commissioner. But you remember Vibes Cartel people, all even Bujo Bantan people that talk about, say, good youth, can't go to jail, you idiot, can't go to Dudus. Can't extradite him. Nah, send him gone away. Yeah, idiot. America for back off. That's how you feel like how the Brazilian fans now feel like how those people are feeling when they're acting as if, you know, this and that can't happen. Then if Jesus Christ can be crucified, then why anything can reach you? And he never have to give up himself, you know. He could have resist, you know. He could have resist arrest and don't give and fight them and beat them, you know. But that was not the point. He wanted to teach something. That's why he gave up himself. He wanted to teach them, say, being held and being tried and crucified is not the end of the story. It's just a beginning. You think it's the end? It's just the beginning. I have music about Argentina. Because this evening Argentina will try to go through like Germany. The Brazil football team sending a request for Argentina. We hear what them say. But Brazil want to play. Yes, so much for Messi and Argentina, but I cry for Brazil. You know, the world powers of football is the Europeans and the Americas, because all North America joined in the world powers of football. You know, it was South America and Central America from the beginning, but all North America. So the Americas and Europe are the two first world and second world. And you know, the third world of football are we African, you know, African, Asian, them little places. But there are no appeals in football, you know. The cartel crew them can appeal. Cartel appeal him sentence. But there are no appeal in football as such. And the homosexual hawks pre-Sunday halfway tree, before Sunday halfway tree, they have an idea of how Brazil fell into the trap, you know, of turning your success into a religion. You're successful and successful and successful, you turn it into a religion like so. Well then, you're God appointed to come rule the world. Don't bother turn your success into a religion, man. You have your faith, but nobody turn your success into a religion. And the homosexual hawks find out that now, them get a little tear sight in halfway tree Sunday. So, man, know you turn your success into a religion. Gomes, I'm talking about the Dr. Carlin, is sad about Wiser, the Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, you know that character? One part of them is very good, and the other part of a bad character. Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde is no longer hidden. The agenda is no longer hidden. And you will feel like Brazil. Brazil has been, you know, I mean, the agenda has been outed, just as Brazil has been outed like a candle, you know. Outed like a candle. So just humble yourself, humility and a right cause continually. Humility together with a right cause you fight for, that to carry through. And you fight for a right cause, even if you meet with setbacks, you will carry through as long as you have humility. And you're harmless as a dove and wiser than a serpent, yes? Harmless but not disarmed, you know. Yes, harmless as a dove but not disarmed. And wise but not self-conceited neither. And we are wounded, yes, but we are not hurt. We are wounded, of course. And you know, when you wound an animal, a wounded animal is dangerous, but we are not hurt. We are touched, yes, touched by all kind of filth, but not corrupted. Yes, we have been touched, we are not without sin, but we are not corrupted. And we are ungovernable, but not irredeemable. You understand me? So Europe and the Americas, North, South and Central America, the giants of World Cup, third countries coming. The third countries are coming, just like how the third forces coming at the PNP and the JLP. The people is coming at the JLP and PNP, the same third force. You know, we are ungovernable, and you are supposed to serve us, servants, and we will serve ourselves. We can turn it into self-serve then. Since you don't want to serve us, the people, we turn it into self-serve. By the way, when Sanders are going to resign, Sanders, when I talk Dougie Sanders, you know, one of the permanent secretary as the head of the cabinet, cabinet secretary, he's one of the permanent secretary. Probably he's even the head of the civil service. One time they used to consider the financial secretary to be the head of the civil service. Sometimes I hear says the secretary of the cabinet. Not talking about Dougie Sanders, talking about the permanent secretary in security. Where's him gone? Brazil gone. Pele gone. Pele Ghana. Pele no organization. But Pele Ghana. Pele, according to the internet, say Pele identify with Ghana. Well, at long last, we African get to know. Because one thing about Brazil, you know, not crying over them at all. Because we are not like Dr. Gomes, Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. Not going to crow over nobody. But one thing with Brazil, the black people in Brazil, and Brazil on a whole, do identify with Africa, you know. A lot of the black people, they identify with Africa, and they are so obviously African and them cultures Africa. But a lot of them claim more of them other colors more than the blackness. But we love them still. I feel it. I'm going to show you some photo a little more. I see a bridge in our shop, in a warm shop. When they go, them a score and paint up his face in the Brazilian colors, you know. And when you watch the TV, I'm stunned. But I mean, you must not turn your success into a religion. And now I talk about saying nobody can beat Jamaica in 100 meters and 4x1, and there will never be another Bolter. They are going to be greater and greater. They will never. Of course, there won't be another Bob Marley, but they will be greater than Bob Marley. Just humble yourself, man. Humility and a right cause. That must carry through. Humility and know say your cause right. But thank you very much. Straight up. Morning and welcome to Straight Up. I am your host, Jerry Small. Welcome. Good morning.
Hello?
Welcome to Straight Up. Hello.
Morning, Jerry.
Wagwan.
There, you know. Look here, no.
Yes, sir.
This girl when named Beth.
Beth.
Yeah, follow me around.
Following you around.
I want her to know that
Following.
I'm attracted to bright women, you know.
She following you around from program to program or physically?
Program to program.
Oh. Then.
Physically, boy, I'd have to run.
No. Oh. It's coming like. It coming like the smile that you were smiling then. You never smiled before.
You know.
And any man would pick you up just because of that smile. But when him find out what go on, he would have to run.
Precisely.
A John Holt business.
Yeah. Now, you invited me to your program last week.
Yes, sir.
And during our discussion,
Yeah.
I remember saying
Yeah.
that no amount of banking legislation
Yeah.
will change the situation between the consumers and the banks.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, yesterday, and I tell you, say, the ministry that must deal with that
Yeah.
is the Ministry of Industry and Commerce.
Yeah.
Though is that ministry, Julian Robinson is the junior minister.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, yesterday, on RJR News, all the banking legislation that they have been ganging up have been scrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they're going to use now is competition, so that they're rolling out this mobile money now.
When you say mobile money, you mean virtual money or what?
No, the mobile money that they use in Kenya. You see how somebody send you and say beg your credit,
Yeah.
and you send
Yes.
them a 50 or a 20.
Yes.
It's going to roll out now that,
Electronic money or what?
well, them call it mobile money.
Yes, I understand, yeah.
Electronic.
I understand.
The phone. So when you go buy some callaloo from the lady down there, so
Yeah.
instead of pay her cash,
You transfer
just
some
roll
money
off the money to pay
from
her phone.
from your phone to our phone.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
That is what is coming in now.
Yes.
And true, there is no banking charges and that.
Yeah.
You're going to have competition now.
Yeah.
You think they was listening?
So you can pay all water rate that way then.
Yeah, man, light bill, then.
Well, hold on. Before you reach the light bill, bet say
Yeah.
to send the water rate come. You know water rate.
Yeah.
Ladies always when you run water, lady always charge of it and
Boy, I feel it's a wrong address, you know.
yeah.
I feel that bill come to the wrong address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never got to that address yet.
It wasn't me.
You never got to that address.
No.
I hear say a funeral director, you know.
Look here.
Hold on, I hear say a funeral director was on the way out of the island, but him decided to spend the night before at a hotel with a younger lady. But meanwhile, you kill two birds with one stone. As a funeral director, and kill two birds with one stone, because when them swallow some capsule with some cocaine in there.
No, it wasn't me. Because look here.
But it overstayed the flight delay.
Yeah.
The flight delay, but the funeral don't delay. Because cocaine burst in her belly.
Yeah, because I want to close by saying to you, she is of the opinion that government is a sponge to mop up excess.
She have some people who coach her, you know.
Yeah.
You have some other people.
I am not into them kind of socialist nonsense, you know.
Oh.
Because if I go pay 25 people for run a department, where 22 out of them only sit down and wait for the 25th of the month, it better pay 3 people properly and get in some electronics and get things moving.
No.
Give thanks.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Hello. Hello. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Hello.
Morning to Jerry.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Jerry?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. You know, we still have honest Jamaican here, you know.
You still what?
Have honest Jamaican.
Yes.
I went up to that little small kebab restaurant in Devon House yesterday.
Yeah.
And purchased some food stuff. And I leave there and my 600 US fell out my pocket.
Yeah.
And 2 hours I went back there and find it. So big them up for me.
That is nearly $70,000.
Yeah, and I get it back in an envelope, sealed envelope.
What the place name?
Kebab restaurant.
Kebab, that's our Barbican Road.
No. In a Devon House, the local restaurant when you leave out.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I want to big them up for me. We still have enough people think say in America alone you have honest people.
Yeah.
We have honest people here too.
Yes, and only Abraham Lincoln honest.
Yeah, and
Abraham Lincoln couldn't tell or George Washington?
George Washington.
Yes, and I have honest Abe, I have George Washington we couldn't tell like.
Yeah.
So I'm saying him chop.
It's a respect.
Yeah.
I'm big them up for me, sir.
Yeah, man. We're not going to joke around.
Time I'll go back and get it to
Yeah, we're not going to joke around about this.
Yeah, that's no
we have to
joke.
commend.
Them up for me, sir.
We have to commend those at the kebab restaurant at Devon House.
At Devon House, the manager and staff them, sir. Big them up for me, sir. I make the world know so we still have honest Jamaican.
Especially the staff.
Yes, sir. We still have honest Jamaican here, sir. I feel good, sir.
Yes,
we
sir.
don't go back up there and get back my 600 US dollars, sir.
Oh, so when you found it missing, you went back up there?
Why? Me just give them something out of it, you know.
No, I said when you found it missing, you went back up there?
About 2 hours. We find about an hour after.
Yeah?
By the time I reach back about 2 hours, about another hour, so about 2 hours roughly.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'm going to get in a seed envelope.
Yeah, that means it was well taken care of to be handed over to anyone who...
I tell them, man, we still have honest Jamaican, just
that's
America
great.
alone, because enough Jamaican things on America, England, and Canada.
That's great. So we can find honest people in the police force, and we can find or insert honest people into the politics.
Yeah, man.
And them can stand. That's how I say, like, while we are touched, but not corrupted. In other words, we get infected, but we are not corrupted. And we refuse to be classified or confined to be irredeemable.
Most people are about 600 US dollars at a time.
1 in 66,000.
Yes, sir. So
1 in 66,000.
I want to big them up.
No, man, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning, welcome, Straight Up, hello.
Yo.
Yes, sir, welcome.
Still in.
What go on, man?
What I'm bridging?
Fine, thank you.
I hear you have big up honest people. You remember a couple of years ago, me can move out of Spinestone Road?
Yes, sir.
And that same man you went to?
Yeah.
My little U2 came on last week and was telling the help the man give him.
Yes, sir.
That big up the man that you know.
Yeah, man, Mr. Johnson of Johnson's,
right, how they're supposed to go to Spinestone Road.
Johnson's Motors.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that man there, you need to give him a big ISIS, you know?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Because you see which part same place, inner city.
Yeah.
And him still reach out and see the goodness in the youth then.
Yeah, man, name big like scrap metal.
Yeah. So, there, but you want no, it's the little lady what you call her? Skate or Bet or Red, what's your name?
Oh, Bet?
Yeah, she's pathetic, you know. She's a mouthpiece for the PNP and she can't think out things for herself, you know.
But she's not getting good coaching. Them coach her, but she's not getting good coaching.
Yeah, but she don't have the intelligence for herself. If them tell her to jump off a blue mountain, she'll go up there go jump off.
But sometimes she come and behave properly for a week or two, you know.
And then they take him again.
Not even the head, the agenda.
Oh, well. Too bad for them.
So she better get back some coach like what Michael Manley did have. PJ Patterson was one of Michael Manley coaching, although I'm younger than Michael, you know. Yeah, then PJ Patterson kind of managed Michael's career and managed him right going to Jamaica House.
Yeah.
You're going to hear more about that because we have Louie Marriott here.
Okay.
And you're going to hear a lot of great information today. In between, we have a couple of short-time guests. You know short time?
Yeah.
But Louie Marriott is one of the extended stay guests.
Yeah.
Who will be back.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir?
Respect my brethren.
Straight. Yes, good morning, Mr. Louie Marriott. Some microphone. How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing fine.
Fine, you're doing great in your 80th year.
That's correct.
If you never tell me, and if I never know you so long, I would have said, well, then no,
Yes.
you're trying to claim early retirement or pension.
I don't know what that is. Either retirement or pension.
Yeah, you used to be responsible for the Michael Manley Foundation.
Yes.
What were you?
The executive officer
Yeah.
of the foundation.
Well, I know you
I'm
as
also research consultant.
research consultant. Even up to now, you
Yes,
should.
indeed.
But I knew you as a playwright
Yes.
and also a Jamaica College old boy.
Yes. I've been all those things.
Yes, yes. And then Alvin Marriott, that great sculptor. What is he to you?
Uncle.
Uncle.
He was my father's eldest sibling.
Yeah.
3 boys first, before any girls.
Yeah.
There were 8 of them in the family, actually.
Yeah.
And there was Alvin, then Gus was a barber, and then my father, who was a carpenter and rose to be a small building contractor.
Yeah.
And was a man of many parts.
Your father.
Yes. He was also, by the way, a playwright, actor, and
Yeah.
yes.
But one of your uncles will more favor the Labour Party. Which one?
No, that's on the other side.
Your mother's
yes.
Yeah.
One of my mother's brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then your father was a more PNP lawyer.
Oh, yes, he was a 109th member of the PNP, and I think, I don't know if anybody has researched this, but I think that if you check it out, you'll find that he certainly would be among the top founders of PNP groups.
Yes. I mean, in other words, nobody is likely to have founded or set up more PNP groups around the island than him.
That's correct.
Only in the corporate era?
In fact, well, mainly in the corporate area, but outside of the corporate area too, because
All
his work as a contractor took him
all about
over the place.
All right, well, hear this now. We're going to go for a break and we're going to have some guests in between, but we'll be consulting you from time to time. Let's go for a break, straight up. Welcome to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. I have with me a venerable Louie Marriott, a great historian, and a matter of fact, he has been preparing his autobiography for some time. We'll soon get back into that. But Louie, we just heard the voice of Dermot House. He has a program on this station, and he is a person who is I couldn't understand, I couldn't believe, looking at Dermot even today, I can't believe that he was senior even to my elder brother. How far
Jamaica College.
Yeah, how far behind you was he?
Quite a bit. In fact,
You left school in what, 52?
It was 53.
11,
It was amazing that Dermot used to invite big boys. Now, big boys and little boys at JC didn't socialize much at all.
No.
But he used to invite us down to his home on Saturday afternoons, and we got. I was a boarder.
Yeah.
And we got days off. Take a day's leave.
Yeah.
We would take our Saturday leave and go down to Dermot's home, which was at the corner of Hope Road and Donhead Avenue.
Yeah.
And listen to jazz.
Yeah.
And
he was quite a little boy.
Oh yes, which was another thing because jazz was never very popular, and certainly not among small boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a jazz fan from a small boy, and I remember
Jimmy Carnegie would be a contemporary of Dermot or more of you.
No more, somewhere in between.
In between, yeah.
But Jimmy had an older brother, Ralph, who became a professor at UWI in Barbados. And Ralph was...
Law professor,
Ralph, that's correct. And Ralph was in my firm, so...
All right, look, just before that, because we're going to jump all over the place, because I'm going to need to have you back here from time to time. Now, you were born just a month after P.J. Patterson.
That's correct.
And you met him while you were at JC, and he was at Calabar.
That's correct.
How was that? Because we have some young people going to come in here, but in between, we're going to go back to when you and P.J. were young.
Because we were members of the Sixth Form Association. Now, at that time, the Sixth Form Association used to be dominated by the elite schools, the more expensive ones, and older ones.
JC, Woolmers, and them, Monroe.
JC and Woolmers. No, Monroe wouldn't.
Country.
It was corporate era.
Yes.
So JC and Woolmers certainly.
Yeah.
And on this occasion, I think PJ and some representatives of other schools
not so well esteemed like Excelsior and so on at the time.
They hijacked the process.
They hijacked the election.
That's correct.
They didn't steal it.
Because
they didn't steal it. They hijacked it by doing something far more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And what did they do?
They came with a slate.
A slate. They joined together.
Yes, that's correct.
Supporting one another.
That's right.
Instead of individual schools proposing people of blue blood.
Yes. And they basically divided the offices
among those schools. Yes.
And
so that was what? That would be KC, Excelsior, Calabar.
No, KC wasn't involved in it.
No?
KC was a loner.
Oh.
And you know, they had numbers. KC had.
Numbers, oh yeah.
They had numbers.
So Calabar and Excelsior joined up.
Calabar, Excelsior, and to a lesser extent, Kingston Technical.
Kingston Technical joined up.
Yes.
And supported one another's candidacy.
That's correct. That's correct. So PJ ended up as president.
Yeah.
And Cecil Collier of Excelsior.
Yeah.
Vice president.
Yeah.
Louie,
so this is the first sign PJ showed nationally of being underrated and smarter.
I think so.
That's about 1953, 52?
52 was the election.
Yeah.
But the election was held late in the year for the offices to be held the following year.
Yes.
He was the president in 53.
Yes, he must have mastered that from that time.
Yes, sir. Then there was an Excelsiorian who was the secretary.
Yeah, we're going to get some young people in here now, but just finish the sentence.
And a KTHS student was the treasurer.
Yes, sir. So it's a coup. That's a coup.
Yes.
And not a palace coup, a coup from outside the so-called palace.
So all those who thought they had good credentials and were going there on the basis of their brains, their abilities otherwise, or just their popularity, were hijacked.
Hijacked. Well, now we're going to allow some young people to hijack you. You're talking about your young days. We're going to allow some people to hijack you because what they are doing, they are preparing other younger people. Yes. Other younger people.
Good.
And
glad to hear that.
I'm going to introduce them, one, Mr. Mark Fender, the organizer, and he's going to introduce the rest. How are you doing, Mr. Fender?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, and you have a team here with you?
Yes.
Much like what PJ Patterson did, form up a team in the Sixth Farm Association and overthrow the so-called society school.
Yes.
So what was your team?
With me, we have Dwayne Burke, who is the director of the program.
Yes.
And Shaquem Dennis, past student.
Oh, past student? Then they will have been a past student. They will have been a past.
Yes, indeed.
I wouldn't reach here for no past. You're a past student of where, ma'am? Give me a sign language there. Sit down. What sash she wear? Eh? What sash is she wearing?
Well, she's a past student of the summer program.
Oh, I understand. She's an exemplar of how good your summer program is.
There we go.
Oh, I just understand.
Yes.
My brain's slow enough. That's nice. So what are you doing now, ma'am? Mike, see the mic there. What are you doing now?
Well, I'm just at
You're
home.
doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well.
Yes, and excuse me. Well, what are you doing now?
Well,
Having done that.
Having done that, I'm just relaxing now, waiting for my results to come out.
Oh yes.
Grade ones.
Hello, look here. What you want to do? Hello.
I want to do real estate law.
You will do a real estate law.
Well, yes.
Tribe.
Yeah. So hear me now. Is which one of you I did see the other day?
That's me.
Yes, man. And yesterday I was talking to you.
Yes.
And you never remind me says you see, man. But you heard me talking about it though.
Yeah, I did.
Before.
I did.
So yesterday I never wait. And yesterday I never realized, says, you know, I was saying to myself, somebody else hear me talk about that thing, then I come, you know, to the moon.
Okay.
Because I did look stout, you know. You know, eat from that. Yeah? For me to sit down, so.
Yeah.
So you will do a real estate law.
Yes, I will.
Yes, ma'am. So where are you going to conduct this summer camp?
Well, the summer camp
Start already Monday.
Yes, it started on Monday.
I spoke about it a couple of days last week, and I'll make sure Monday.
Right.
Is it on the campus here?
It's on the campus in the vicinity of the main library. The room is 02. So it's easy to find.
Yeah. What time it start? At 8 o'clock?
We start at 8 and end at 2.
Yeah.
and primarily we are catering for students in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th form. We decided to give them the university experience.
Yeah.
Right. We, as teachers, we want to project and let them envision what their future will hold.
Yeah.
So we think it's ideal for them to be at the seat of higher learning.
Yeah. And you are one of the tutors?
I am.
What, in what subjects?
English language. I'm the English language and English literature teacher.
Yeah. What about you, sir?
Teacher of Spanish and French.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Where you learned it?
Cuba.
Yeah.
I was training in Cuba, and I came back after having completed my training.
Yeah.
I went to the Shortwood Teachers College.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So where went to high school?
High school.
Yeah.
Calabar High.
Yeah. Well,
as fate would have it, I'm also a graduate of Calabar High School.
True.
But it's not a coup that's taking place here today, so.
It's a foregone thing.
It is.
Yeah. And what school you went to?
I went to Holy Childhood High.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, so that's great. So how much does it cost?
Well, for the 3-week package, it's $15,000. So essentially, it's $5,000 each week.
Yeah, so it's $1,000 a day.
There we go.
That sounds reasonable. If a student make good use of it, it will be worth it.
It will be, and Shakim is a testament to that.
Yeah.
Right.
How many subjects she expected to do well though?
She is. Expect all ones from her. I'm certain she will deliver.
Yeah.
Right. And at the same time, though she's academically gifted, she's well rounded. She plays netball for her school. She's the captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
Right. No, she's at Holy Child.
Holy Child.
Right.
Holy Child is in the halfway tree.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Alright, so it was a pleasure to have her in the program this year.
Yeah. Is your first experience teaching? No, I mean, how many years now have you been going?
18 years.
What?
Yes.
What are you saying? Is it I hear about? I think some people that I know and I even need help for them to attend. It must have been this program.
Okay then.
Yeah. So you have other jobs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What in what field?
I teach Spanish at Charlemont High.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's in Linstead area.
Linstead area.
Yeah. One of the persons that I think passed through your thing was from that area, near to Charlemont.
Okay.
What else you do?
Well, I'm focused on the program primarily in terms of delivering.
Is it only summer that do this program?
No, it goes into the year-long program, which takes place on a Saturday. We normally, this year we had our classes at Unity Prep. Right, that's where we're located throughout the year on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Alright. Parents always wonder how are we able to deliver such good results and we want to meet on a Saturday. Well, one of the things we also do, we have camps for the students for the year. We have 2 camps for them over the year, one in December, one in April. And essentially those are math camps. Each camp will take place over a 5-day period. Alright, so we gain ground there. Alright, Shakim can speak to the camp, I'm certain.
What tweet you?
Well, the camp...
say, what tweet you?
What tweet?
No, I see I look on your phone. I mean, I don't know about them thing, but I tweet it now.
Yes, I was about to tweet something.
That's tweet you. Oh, what you saying about the camp now?
Well, the camp, it was fun, but it was hard work.
Yeah.
Like, we had to wake up at least 6.
Oh, you stay on campus?
Yes.
That's why I call it camp, yes. You really did stay here, yes.
Well, no, the camp during the year in December and in April, it took place at Camp Verley, so it was actual...
Verley House?
No, it is...
Spring Gardens.
In St. Catherine.
In St. Catherine, near Kitson.
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Well, yes, we had to wake up early, and we got to exercise, so...
Yeah.
And then we ate, and then the work started.
And while exercising, I have to say the poems.
I have to say the poems verbatim, like we have to know them out of our heads.
Yeah.
And
Shakim, this is the dark time, my love.
This is the dark time, my love. All around the land, brown beetles crawl about. The shining sun is hidden in the sky. Red flowers bend their heads in awful sorrow. This is the dark time, my love. It is the season of possessions, dark metals and tears. It is the festival of gun, the carnival of misery. Everywhere the faces of men are strained and anxious. Who comes walking in the dark night time? Whose boots of steel tramps on the slender grass? It is the man of death, my love, the strange invader, watching you sleep and in a...
It is the news time, my love, but I encourage everybody to send their children and them relatives to come to this summer camp here. What name again?
It's July High.
July High Summer Camp. Thank you very much, all here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Have a move, quick. Yes, good morning and welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. We're featuring a lot of things about young people here this morning. We have some more guests here. One from a group named Manifesto Jamaica, who going to Glasgow in Scotland for a theatrical performance.
Is that to do with it?
And that to do with what?
The games, the Commonwealth Games.
I don't know. Probably as I pointed out, it might well coincide. Yes, I think so. And we have Louie Marriott, whose voice I just heard, telling us about his days of growing up as a youth, and very interesting times. And we're looking forward for the autobiography and other books to come out from him. He also is a playwright and a writer of every different kind, including historical writer. Text messages. Hi, Jerry. My husband get to love your show. He didn't like it before. Coming from Carol and Boys Content. Enjoy your day, Jerry. Well, thank you very much. Next one. Jerry, is KD Knight Bruce Bicknell's lawyer? Find out for me. Did I see KD Knight appearing for Bruce Bicknell? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. But next one. Jerry, I love when you talk about humility. It is very important because if a person acts as if he or she is better than everybody, they will be cut down like Nebuchadnezzar from the Bible. That's true. Yeah, next one. Folks, Abrams is a junior minister in trade, not Julian. When was that? Somebody brought up that. When was it again? I think it was yesterday that came up. Next one. Sir Jerry, morning. Mugabe says no to whites owning land in Zimbabwe, and they must get out. They must go. He says they can own companies and apartments in the city, but not the soil. Is it right? What do you think? Well, whites, Europeans mostly acquired land in Africa by force and by trickery. Mostly by force and by trickery. Now, if people acquire land or are invited into a country or after a period of trade, they acquire land and citizenship. That's quite different. But the most of Africa and most of the white occupation of Africa was precisely that military occupation and to some extent economic occupation of not the most wholesome variety. On the other hand now, some people like Mugabe and some people like other people do a lot of good work, and after doing a lot of good work they think they have the right to own everything or to dominate or to rule for life. A lot of people who do good work, after a while they think that they have the right to dominate for life, and that is one of the things. That's one of the things that corrupt. That's why they say power corrupts after a while, and absolute power is absolutely corrupting. The holding of power is corrupting. The holding on to power is a corruptive process. Corruptive process. Like if you put down a piece of metal that is wet against another piece of metal that is wet and raw, or even some other material, this will promote some kind of interaction between the water and the metal and the other thing. Either some oxidization or some corrosion or some rusting or something like that. So when you put down yourself on people, impose yourself on people through power, hold on upon power, so it is you get rust between you and the people you sit down upon, a rust will develop on a corruption, yes? So after a while, Mugabe, it is said that Mugabe and his wife and his family and their close friends, they get most of the land that is taken away from the white people. It is said that most of the land is not divided amongst the people fairly. It is said that certain people close to power, they get most of it. And this happens in a lot of countries a lot of times. Gaddafi started out overthrowing royalty as being wrong, not right for one family to rule over the rest of the people forever. He overthrew royalty in Libya in 1969 when he was 26 years old. And within a few decades, he instituted himself as a royal ruler. And he overthrew one thing, and then a little more he become a royal ruler. And he even got himself to be declared king of kings by even other heads of state in Africa who he was giving money to. So a lot of people start out doing a good work, and afterwards they claim all reward. That is the danger when decisions is left up to one person or one little clique of people. It is not good for one person or one little clique of people to monopolize decision making and power anywhere. I don't have any need for that for myself neither, and I will not allow it to be imposed upon me and my family. We don't like it at all. The Emperor of Ethiopia himself realized that royal power is a temporary thing. Yes, he did, and he showed every sign of it, and prepared for the divesting of royal power. He knew that when Israel came out of Egypt, they had no king. They were a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and they had a set of laws and some judges to detect whether somebody had broken the law. Just a brotherhood and a sisterhood and a panel of judges. And then afterwards, the Israel people said, we want a king like the other people around us. And the leader, the head judge, said to them, say, God is your king, don't want to set up no king. So when David was set up as the second king in Israel, after the first king, Saul, made an idiot of himself, David himself knew that this was a temporary occasion, and any king who have any sense, and any royal family that have any sense, know that it is temporary. It's only a stage in development. I don't care what anybody wants to say. Even some of my brethren, Rastafari brethren, don't like when I talk, but them not going to like how Selassie I talk neither. If them listen to everything with Selassie said, them not going to like everything with Selassie said neither. Including when Selassie said, there is no man born of woman who shall not taste of death. And Selassie built him on tomb in Ethiopia and put inside of the cathedral, build him tomb and him wife tomb. And some Rastaman says lie. Selassie don't have no tomb. We fool ourselves frequently like what Brazil fool themselves. Frequently. We like to fool ourselves. And we like to fantasize until the second coming. Ejaculation. When you ejaculate, you realize it's your hand. You were taking yourself in the hand and it's not your nice girlfriend. You was daydreaming or night dreaming, wet dreaming or dry dreaming. We fool ourselves. But when one wiser than us shows us that no, see that thou doest it not. I am nothing but one of your fellow servants. Don't bow down to me. Remember all them things there? We have bowed down to a great one, and the great one said, see that you don't do it. Get up off your knees. I am just one of your fellow servants. Jesus Christ said to him, other brethren and sisters, and said, the things that I do, you shall do greater. And allow me to wash your feet. Because I'm just a fellow servant, and you're Peter now. You can't wash my feet. You're too great for that. I said, well, if I can't wash your feet, you're no part of me. Because what you want to do is when I gone, you want to lord it over the rest of them. That's why I don't want to wash your feet. Because you don't want in turn to wash their feet. Jesus Christ never require no worship. Never require no worship. People make up that. People make up that to suit themselves and keep themselves in power. It was the successors of Jesus Christ, turn themselves into a clergy. We have no need of no clergy. We have no need of no clergy. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood and a service. But some people set up clergy and set up hierarchy and set themselves above people and put people below them. Only young people here. You know this man here? Put the mic there, man, because I don't know if it's a pretty face, man, I hear the pretty voice. Do you know this man here, or no young people here?
No, we don't.
What are you? What do you do?
I'm Anika Kidu. I'm communications coordinator for the Manifesto Jamaica's youth theatre group.
Yes, and is God Kidu is your father?
Yes.
Yes, so I meet you already and I know you. And this is Louie Marriott. Ever hear about him?
No, I haven't.
Well, that is why some of the people want to set up some new heroes. Just the other day there was a discussion on this station where some very educated people, PhD and others, want to set up some new heroes. Here's the reason. The young people are not familiar with the heroes of old, so we need to set up some heroes that they can remember. Whether the people are heroic or not, we need to set up some people as heroes so that them can have some people as heroes who they can remember. In other words, people in recent memory. Is that a good basis on which to set up heroes?
It doesn't sound rational at all.
And it's some PhD and ME and MHR and all kind of things, taught them things, Well, this is Louie Marriott. Now, the fact that you don't know him don't make him any less. What happened is my feeling why you don't know him. Because if me and my other people, generation, were preparing you well, but this is the stage at which you should meet him. But if you were being prepared well, you wouldn't know about Louie Marriott. You were prepared well enough. What we didn't do, we are not perfect, so we never did perfect. This is one a great playwright of Jamaica, from a great family. For him uncle, do the statue of Bob Marley that you see down a stadium. I lie, sir?
All kinds of statues.
All kinds of statues in Jamaica. His father, his uncle is one of the most famous. Alvin Marriott, great Jamaican sculptor. So now you, Miss Kidu, we are a part of a group here. Name what?
I'm a part of Manifesto Jamaica.
Yes, which is a what kind of group?
We're a non-profit organization made up of both the young and the young at heart who recognize the power of the arts to effectively guide youth on a positive path of personal development, community development, and national development by extension.
Nice. And you're going to Glasgow. That's in Scotland.
I'm not going, but these young men are.
What are you going to do?
Well,
that is, introduce him, please.
Well, my name is Sheldon Kelly. I'm a youth leader in the Manifesto Jamaica group. We're putting together a piece to go to perform in Glasgow. It's a drama piece.
Dramatic piece.
Yeah.
About what?
Orphans, basically, and how they get treated and how they...
In Jamaica?
Basically, yes.
How they get treated.
Well, there's the literal story, but then there is the allegorical kind of meaning. Basically, the family of our orphans accidentally discover their ancestral roots, and that propels them into successful lives and careers. And we see a connection between that on the surface and the deeper meaning of many Jamaicans not being aware of their ancestral heritage. And we're basically hinting at how if we were to do a better job of imparting that, and that relates to the point that you actually introduced us on, that our youth would then be more focused and more driven because they would have more confidence about their capacity to achieve things, knowing what their ancestors have achieved.
Yes.
Right. So.
Okay, now they're going to Glasgow. When is the Commonwealth Games and where?
The Commonwealth Games is taking place this July in Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah, so they're going there coincidental with it?
Yes, they are taking part in the Tin Forest Theatre Festival, which is part of the cultural program surrounding the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, so it's not a shell down thing. And a shell them or a shell down Glasgow, them are going serious business.
Well,
nothing wrong with shelling down.
Well, hopefully it will be both.
Nothing wrong with shelling down.
Right, because we know that we athletes have everything under control on the track, and we hope to definitely give them something to remember on the stage as well.
Yes. So now, so these brothers are some of the actors, or you are managing the production, or what?
We're some of the actors.
Yeah. So you have female actors going to do? You have female actors going to do?
Good morning, Renard.
Morning, how are you doing? Your name?
Renard Anderson. And yes, there are more female actors in it than male actors.
Yeah.
I think there are 3 males and 4 females in it.
You have production people? Managers?
We have 2 co-directors. And we set the play in a way in which we can be our own stage directors, so we can move our own props and stuff.
Great. Louie, give him the mic, then him have some pointers. This is one, you're going to find out about Louie Marriott, but I'm going to give some pointers or ask some questions. I'm going to point in a direction.
Well, I'm going to ask...
Close mic.
I'm going to ask question first.
Yes.
How was the work created?
It was a coalition of all the persons that are a part of it. Being that it's a device theatre, and we got a theme from the Tin Forest Theatre Festival, from nowhere to somewhere, and we had to base the play upon that theme.
Okay. And did you get any assistance from outside?
Well, that has been an interesting part of the story, because this really began in December last year, where the opportunity arose, and the thing is that a lot of times opportunities are there which persons don't take up, and that was part of the reason why we took it up, because we're being encouraged by the British Council. We're on another project with them, and they're saying, you know, there's this opportunity, nobody's taking it up. And we never had any funding. The only thing we knew was that we had talented youths, and so we decided, okay, we're going to apply. And we've basically just been proceeding with faith, rehearsing, everybody throwing together their ideas. We got Sean Drisdale and Randy McLaren to help to guide them. And we just over the last maybe 4 weeks, we actually received sponsorship for the tickets. We're bigging up, we have to big up Rise Life Management Services for coming on board very early, giving us rehearsal space for free, and other support that we've been getting since the last month or so includes the Institute of Jamaica, where we'll be having the home performance this Saturday at 5 p.m. Total Travel Services, Grace Kennedy, and I definitely have to big up the individual sponsors, because there have been a number of persons who have donated their own personal funds to make this happen. And so we really hope that persons will come out, because we want to share, make sure that persons come and see the experience at 5 p.m. on Saturday at the Institute of Jamaica before the youths take it to Glasgow, just to give them this support. And a part of this too was to allow them exposure, because Sheldon and Renard have never had the experience of being outside of Jamaica. So when they go to Glasgow, they will not only be experiencing other cultures, but they will also get to see how revered Jamaican culture is. And I think that will do a lot for them as youth leaders when they return to the island.
Well, describe the process for me of creating this work. How did you approach it?
Okay.
Well, we approached it by first we looked at the theme and looked at the literal side of the theme being actually nowhere to somewhere, which is basically like through the entire process that's what have been happening with the piece, with the play itself. We're nowhere, and then we sat down, had meetings, and tried to figure out what and what we're going to put in there, figure out characters, names, and so on and so forth. And then now we're somewhere. When we have the entire piece covered, we've been running it from starting to finish. There's another side to the nowhere for somewhere where we didn't even know if we were going to actually go, because the funding, but we rehearsed anyways. I know we are somewhere because we're here ready to do our home performance, which is a part of what is asked of us, and then we're going to take it to shut it down as we said before.
Okay, one more question, Louie, but we have to close now. But one more question from
I just want to know how long is the work.
Okay, it is a short play. It's only 30 minutes. To help to address the question a little bit more, we had Sean Drisdale and Randy McLaren. They are dub poets and also theatre teachers, drama teachers, come in early. And basically the story started off with the concept of the orphanage, because Sean Drisdale was particularly concerned about the state of orphanages in Jamaica. So we started off just with the basic concept of the youths being in this orphanage and not being aware of where they come from, you know. And then we kind of brainstorm on a weekly basis to flesh out the story. And then the rehearsals got more and more intense to the point now where we're rehearsing several times for the week.
All right, talking about rehearsal and giving thanks to the people who gave the rehearsal space, I expect and hope that have you recorded any of the rehearsal videotape?
We have been documenting.
That's great.
Not from start to finish, but we have been documenting pieces of the rehearsal. And you can check out our Facebook page or go to manifestojamaica.com to support us as well. Because there's an online fundraiser and you can see footage on that page.
And the play going to be stayed in Jamaica before you go?
Yes.
All right, so people can come and patronize it?
Yes.
Where?
At the Institute of Jamaica. Go ahead.
How many times?
Institute of Jamaica, 5 p.m. We'll be showing only once before we leave.
How much to come in?
It's $1,000 and
$1,000 this Saturday. What time?
5 p.m.
5 in the evening.
Yes.
Afternoon.
And students with ID pay $500.
Yeah.
and Sheldon will get to see his mom for the first time in 15 years.
True? How old are you? How old are you? Eh?
I'm 21.
Can you imagine from your 6-year-old, you're going to see your mother for the first time as an appreciate her as an adult.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. She in another part of England going to join you, or she's in Glasgow?
She's in Birmingham, England.
Birmingham,
she's coming over to see the
That's
play
great.
as well.
Well, this music was made by a very dramatic person who know how to carry Jamaica. Prince Buster, when the first time, I don't know if the first time travel, but when him travel and really make some strides, him come back at Jamaica. Matter of fact, I think he made it abroad. It named Tongues Will Tell. Something similar to what you're talking about. Prince Buster, Tongues Will Tell. I tell you all the different places I go and boast off. Like how you're going, not boast, but you're going to tell us about when you done Sheldon up there. Straight up.
He who hath come will live to tell.
Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. I've had 2 sets of young people here as guests in the last 45 minutes. And I have Louie Marriott who is here shedding some light on a lot of different areas. But in the meantime, I welcome your text message and your phone call. Matter of fact, I think we should run the numbers now and signal that it is phone calls first now. And in between that, Louie Marriott going to fill us in on a lot of things that people need to know. Straight up, have the numbers. Yes, welcome back to Straight Up and welcome to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, compliments to New Stock. Your website looks great.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been revamped.
Yeah.
I have a few suggestions I'd like your feedback on about how the Jamaican society and government can encourage family life.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, the tax laws.
Tax laws,
The tax laws provide no incentive for married people right now, or married people with children. And I'm speaking as a married person with a child.
Are we talking about heterosexual marriage?
I am talking about just people like me. The other thing is the labor laws also aren't pro-family. First of all, we don't have a good flexi time arrangement. If your job is 8 to 5 and your child gets sick, you are in trouble. Or if something else happens, we need to be able to work when it's convenient and to have flexi time arrangements with our employers.
Yeah.
I am fortunate that my employer allows me to work flexi time if necessary, or work from home if necessary.
Yeah.
But it's not in the Jamaican law, and we need that for family life. Secondly, in the labor law, we don't have adequate parental leave. We have maternity leave.
Yes.
That can
Mother, for the mother alone.
But only for the mothers. How can you encourage family life if only the mothers have parental leave and there's nothing for the fathers? The fathers have to take sick leave if they can.
And this encourages fathers not to be responsible then?
But of course. So those are just 3 suggestions I have. And the 4th one is a question. I see the church and other people frothing at the mouth about the buggery law. I am a married woman. I want to know, to a man, I should say.
Yes.
I want to know how repealing the buggery law is going to damage my marriage and my family. I want somebody to explain that to me. And I just want to suggest that if we want to encourage strong families in the society, we need to look at economic incentives, such as the tax laws, and we also need to look at work incentives, such as the labor laws that I've suggested.
Let me ask one question before I make a comment on the repealing of the buggery law.
Mm-hmm.
In the arrangement of flexi work time as it has been implemented and developed and refined other places of the world, once flexi work time is instituted in our workplace, does that rule out some people opting for so-called regular traditional hours?
No, it doesn't. What it means is that there is a framework for people who need or want the option of working outside, let's say a Monday to Friday.
Yeah, but both
from 8 to 4.
Yeah, but both things can work then.
Yeah, it's
in one work.
It means that if there's something outside of the regular Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, there is a provision for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't work Monday to Friday.
All right. I just want to spend enough the rest of the time responding to about the repeal. A lot of people are anxious about repeal of buggery law. Two things I need to say. Very few people over the past several decades have been incriminated by the buggery law. In other words, arrests and charges effected. Right. And the next thing is this now. The repeal of the buggery law don't trouble me, neither personally or otherwise, because as far as I'm concerned, that is people business. Although I know say it was not my people who brought in any buggery law, and my people, as far as I know, don't require any buggery law. It was the same people and the same system that enslaved my people that also brought in the buggery law. So therefore I do have no vested interest in it. But some of my people, through their faith and their religion, require for buggery to be sanctioned. I personally don't have no requirement for that. Well, and hold on, just a minute, just a minute now, just a minute. So, but you know, so what I am concerned about is that the campaign to repeal the buggery law is a smoke screen being used.
But is there...
Could I just finish one sentence? It's a smoke screen being used by some people who really want to invade marriage and take over the marriage institution for a different kind and put a different kind of institution under the cloak of marriage. Why they don't set up a institution and a contract for themselves, like I'll call it Sodom marriage or Gom marriage? I think the buggery law repeal is just a smoke screen to bring in through the back door.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, you know. But the thing is, I am not even aware of a campaign. I have homosexual friends.
Yeah.
And they are not aware of a campaign.
No, but most homosexuals are not represented by the homosexual lobby, you know.
So where is...
No, hold on. Could I explain to you? Most Jamaicans are not members of the PNP or the JLP, are not sympathizers of PNP or JLP. It is a minority of Jamaicans that are sympathizers of the PNP and the JLP. So it is so it is that most homosexuals are not represented by the homosexual lobby. The homosexual lobby is a set of militants around the world, super rich set of militants, and most homosexuals just want to be left alone and in them privacy. It is those activists, in other words, the political animals of homosexuality, just as we have political animals of the normal population.
Right. Well, I appreciate that you make that distinction, and I hope you continue to do so, because you might be saying one thing, but the man in the street is hearing something completely different. The
man in the street is not one man and not one woman. They have many different opinions, and most of them are not part of the militant Keep the Buggery Law campaign. Most of ordinary human beings are not part of the militant Keep the Buggery Law campaign either. Most lobbies are small minorities, vocal, and because of that, making a loud noise and seeming to be a majority. The silent majority is a classical picture. The majority of people are not only silent, but don't have an extreme opinion either here nor there.
Can I make one more suggestion?
It's only because of you. Are you a Caribbean person?
Of course.
From where?
I am a native-born Trinidadian living in Jamaica.
You know that these accents seduce some of us.
I've heard.
You have heard.
Can I
heard.
One more point?
You can do anything.
Well, just to say this, I think that Jamaicans, Caribbean people need to really take a look at ourselves, because if we can sanction people singing "Nuff Girl" and "Girl in a Bongo," an old dog like me, like woman, a penny a dozen, and we're cheapening women, but we suddenly get holy and sanctimonious when it comes to buggery.
No, it's not a homogeneous chorus.
We need to do something.
Yes, but I really have to go now. The people go and say, yes, ma'am, that is because you have the accent and thing by me love it so long. But it's not a homogeneous. It's not the exact same people doing all of the different things.
I know, But what I'm saying is, what
I want to play something for you, ma'am.
In general.
Yeah, I'm going to play something for you.
The man has a doctor.
No, but you steal more time from me.
All right.
But listen here now, it's a 10 that trap in there, catch me now. Listen here now. I'm going to play Sparrow, keep the city clean. You know it? Do you know it?
Yes, I do.
And it's not disparaging no Trinidadian woman. We love them gone to bed.
Yeah, and this Trinidadian love Jamaica, so
I tell you.
it's good both ways.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bless you.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That last...
all the time you big up JC and all them school, you know. You know, but you never hear talk about the school that is the number one on the island.
I don't know. Tell me.
Eh?
I don't
know that one?
Yeah, tell me.
The school that is CDHCD.
That what?
CDHCD.
That what?
CDHCD.
CVH. You Cornwall?
Yes.
Well, no program. Hello. Listen here. No program in Jamaica, in the history of Jamaica, talk about Cornwall and learn or leave more than me.
Yeah, but you don't tell them, you don't make it look like a JC and the number one.
No, come back.
The number one institution.
Alright, come back to this now. Which program you ever hear talk about learn or leave and Cornwall more than my program?
You know other program.
Alright.
You don't tell them, you know, say learn or leave. You don't tell them, say them are the number one in every aspect of anything.
Is that learning? Hold on. Is that
medicine?
Yeah.
You understand the first school to bring chemistry lab in the country of the West Indies and all them things. You know how you talk about that.
It's a learning process. My head tough, man. It's a learning process. I'll go for a break. I'm going for a break. Let's go. Hold on. Welcome back to Straight Up. I spent so much time with that lady that some people might get frustrated, but please, pardon me. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. We'll lose about 3 of them. We're going to go through some text messages. I'm going to come back to Louie Marriott. Hi, Jerry. No, but we did this one already. Where's the next set of text message? Alright, Louie Marriott. Back to Louie Marriott. Now, Louie, we were talking about you being the executive director of the Michael Manley Foundation. Alright now, quickly now, at Jamaica College, when I went to JC in 1958, there was a character there used to sell fruits to us, them call him C. And you remind me that he was there from the time that he was there selling fruits at JC from the time that Norman Manley came to JC.
That's correct.
That is 50 years, because that's about 1908.
Yeah, we call him C. His name was actually Campbell, and I think he was Cyprian.
Cyprian, yeah.
Yes. And he was an institution at JC.
Yeah, here, everybody coming in.
That's right. In fact, he's in the rule book at the school. The only vendor that was allowed on the compound was Campbell.
Yes. And you were recounting to me how much some of the rude, little aristocratic white Jamaican boys used to harass him.
That's correct.
And turn over him fruit basket and steal some of them fruits. But they weren't punished for that.
No, they weren't. But every now and then there was an accident, let's call it that, where his machete
came into play.
Is one of them, yes.
He came into play.
And then he would be suspended from the school premises, at which time everybody, Fudge Man, Peanut Man, whatever, was allowed on campus.
Yeah. While he is not there.
While he was not there. But while he was there and not being disciplined for anything, nobody else was allowed to
hear this now.
Anything.
Hear this now. Michael Manley, you practically are the resource person of the Michael Manley Foundation.
Yes.
Now tell us what was the beginning of the Michael Manley's problems at JC. Because he was a senior boy, well liked and popular. What is the beginning of the problems?
Yes, well, he told me once that he was, and it didn't surprise me because Michael was a leader.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, he could motivate boys to do things and achieve levels of accomplishment that didn't seem possible before.
Yeah.
He was a great motivator.
And mobilizer, yes.
And mobilizer. And he was called by the headmaster, he told me.
That is Hardy, Mr. Hardy.
Hardy, who was the son of the
Bishop.
then Bishop of the Anglican Bishop of Jamaica. And Hardy was a young fellow, not very much older than the Michaels of this world at the time.
Yeah.
And Hardy invited him to accept the school captaincy. And by the way,
Head boy.
By the way, Michael was a school captain of his first school, which was St. Andrew Prep.
Yes.
Before he went to JC, of course.
Yeah.
But Michael told Hardy that he couldn't accept the school captaincy because the school captain had to read the lessons in the chapel
service.
And he, Michael, was an agnostic.
In other words, he did not acknowledge yes or no if there is such a thing as a God, a creator, a supreme being.
Sure. So David Core then became the school captain.
His best friend.
Yes. And
I think Core is a year younger than him.
Something like that, about, yeah.
Yeah.
Or months anyway. And so apparently there began a period of animosity between Michael and
the headmaster, Hardy,
and others of the school administration.
Yeah.
Because there was another master who got involved in a big controversy with him.
Yeah, but listen here now. Because at the time, there was an incident or a requirement at some punishment or some bullying. What brought about the confrontation now, final confrontation?
No, well, bullying is another thing. Bullying was...
No, just tell me with the time shot. Tell me what it was that got Michael and him daggers drawn.
Well, Michael was very upset about statements that were made suggesting that JC was amounted to nothing before
Hardy came.
Yes. And JC had a very proud history, especially under
Cooper.
No, not so much Cooper. Cooper was one of the Murray.
Yeah.
Under Murray. The school had tremendous accomplishments during that period, in the 1930s especially. And they were discounting. Hardy was discounting these, and that upset Michael greatly.
Yeah.
There was also a question of students' rights, which arose. And Michael is very strong on issues like those.
Yeah. We have to be quick. What happened?
So, Hardy wanted to cane him.
To cane this
Michael,
prefect.
Yes. And Michael told him that there'd be no caning. There may be a fight. There'll be no caning.
That sounds like Michael Manley.
Yeah. And so he was expelled, his father came for him also. And there was a big demonstration.
No, but his father advised him resign so that you may not be expelled.
Yes.
So the first him resign from JC.
Yes.
And I think on his way out there was a demonstration.
Tremendous.
Lining the road of JC.
The fence.
Yes. So he was walking out.
Yeah.
And the driveway was lined on both sides by almost the entire school in support of him.
And oddly
people
enough,
called it a strike, but it was a...
Oddly enough, you see,
yeah.
This typified what Michael Manley meant to people.
Yeah.
Because the school population had no idea what this conflict was
about. But regardless of it, they were going to support
Michael had to be right.
Yeah, regardless. Now hear this now. The Bedward in 1976-77, I got involved in some of the technical work that surrounded your staging of a play about Bedward, because my friend Jacko, was it Bedward? My friend Jacko was helping you with some.
It wasn't better. It wasn't Bedward. It was the exhibition, food and drink. 75.
Food and drink, yeah, at the arena.
75.
But anyway, I want to pinpoint Bedward, and because you have written about Bedward.
Yes.
And when you are going to JC, Augustown is just across the road.
Yes.
And Bedward is a recent tradition, somewhat ridiculed and misunderstood, but you bring a different understanding.
Yes, because you see, when I was a child, small child, I started hearing about Bedford, and one heard it from family, friends.
Yeah.
There was this song about dip them Bedford, dip them, and this kind of thing. And there were all sorts of mythical tales told about Bedford and the events at Augusttown.
Yeah.
When I left school, well, of course, at school we had no Jamaican history or West Indian history. I did 3-point history in higher school certificate.
Yeah.
And it was British history, American history, and European history.
Yes.
There was no Caribbean.
No
history,
Caribbean, no West
history.
Indian.
So when I left school and was working downtown, I used to go to the National Library, which was then called the West India Reference Library,
yeah,
and read our history in the pages of the various newspapers and magazines and books that were there on our history. And I came across this character, Bedford, Alexander Bedford, in our history as reported by the newspapers and magazines. And the first thing I noted was that they were all very hostile to Bedford, these publications at the National Library. But none of them told these funny stories that I had been hearing all my life.
Yeah.
It was all deadly serious. And it made me wonder why the Gleaner, for example, on the day when Bedford was supposed to have flown, which was the main story about how he jumped off a housetop, or he jumped out of a breadfruit tree, out of an ackee tree and broke his leg, broke an arm, broke his neck and died, and all sorts of variations depending on who is telling the story. But none of this is in the Gleaner, which was the medium that was most antagonistic to him.
Yeah.
To him and
try to block
yeah, right away.
Yeah. And they would have, if anything, they would have wanted to join in the ridicule if it was true.
Oh, they would have delighted in it.
If it was true.
But what they announced, what they reported,
yeah,
was all the events that took place at Union Camp in Augusttown that day when he was supposed to ascend to heaven. And it was all about postponements of the ascension. He never tried to do anything like flying.
Yeah.
If he had, as you said, it would have been reported with glee in the paper.
Yeah.
But what he did was he postponed the ascension. And that made me wonder now and dig deeper into the story of Bedford's life. And there I saw all the antagonism that was there towards this.
All right, we're going to come back to your writing about and research and writing about Bedford. But in the 2 minutes we have before the news, when I have frequently tried to make people understand the relationship between Jamaica College and Standpipe and surrounding areas. Standpipe is the garrison of Jamaica College. When you go to Sabina Park, if you're going to beat St. George's like how Brazil get beaten, you're going to run a risk coming out of Sabina Park and going up South Camp Road. So the man them have Standpipe usually stand guard with buckler and stone in their Macaulay's truck. Not true. When I went to JC in 58. Now,
right.
what you know?
By the way,
what you know in Standpipe?
It was Dan Macaulay's father that owned those
Macaulay. Yes, Macaulay. It's only Martin stores could have equal as a transport company. But what you know of Standpipe in your day, which would be about 1946, 47.
Well, Campbell, whom you mentioned, the fruit vendor, was
from
Standpipe.
Yeah, man.
And at that time, we used to play football matches on the school campus.
Yes, all the Manning Cup matches were played at home matches, home and away.
But that was for cricket, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's home and away, you know, on the school grounds.
Yeah.
And I remember we used to call them jeeps. JC had its own language, you know. So, you know, an urchin is a jeep.
Yeah, jeep. And a camp follower.
Yeah, and these jeeps, I remember them when the defense, for example, the other school's defense might be under attack from the JC forward line.
In the match.
And and these guys would be talking their strange language from Standpipe. Where is them, JC? Where is them?
Yeah.
You know? And if anybody came with anything like threat of violence or intimidation, they were there to deal with that. And things never really got out of hand. Never got out of hand.
Well, when we had to travel, by the time we had to travel out to Sabina Park and thing, it was well organized. The armaments and everything, buckets of stone and few buckle going down in the Macaulay's truck, just in case. Well, they are not here to boost up JC, you know. We just happen to be with Louie Marriott. When we come back, we can hear more about Michael Manley, Marcus Garvey, Rodney and such.
And Bedford.
11 a.m. headline news, straight. Welcome back to Straight Up. We're in the third hour of our program. I'm your host, Jerry Small. We're going to play a couple of pieces of music, but we still have Louie Marriott here. And we're going to get some phone call from you and some text messages. But first one, Alistair Narcisse to Straight Up. Subject, World Cup refund. Subject, World Cup refund. After Nigeria was eliminated from the World Cup, the Nigerian captain personally offered to refund all the expenses of fans that traveled to Brazil. He said he just need their bank details and PIN numbers to complete the transaction. Now that's a big joke, you know. You know, say any request from a Nigerian source that is asking for your PIN number and your bank details, and your money going draw out. So Alistair Narcisse is a man with a JC man at that, running the Resource Center JC program, who have a great sense of humor. So Alistair Narcisse is saying that after Nigeria was eliminated from the World Cup, the Nigerian captain personally offered to refund all the expenses of fans that travel to Brazil. Him just need your bank details and your PIN number. You know, say, dog me am your supper. I mean, I called it Nigerian captain, no dog, you know. But me know, say, once you send in those details, instead you're going to be credited. You know, say, dog me am your supper. But anyway, next one. The centenary of the founding of the U.N.I.A. Centenary of the founding of the U.N.I.A. IRFM will observe this with a think tank at Liberty Hall of African Forum. And the program will bring together more than 2,000 of the nation's academics, Pan-Africanist religious leaders, scholars, and opinion makers for a symposium on Mwalimo Garvey at Liberty Hall in Kingston. It will be aired live between 6 and 10 on the 20th. And they sent this to us. So you see that first Jamaican was great, was named one of the greatest philosophers of the 21st century by Time magazine. We'll soon play like a piece of music to add that too. And we have other things here. One of them is coming, Ras Cody. We have him outside here. Ras Cody brought an announcement here, very important. The 122nd anniversary of the birth of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I will be celebrated at Pitford Nyabinghi Center from the 23rd to Monday, the July the 28th. That is the 23rd, which day of the week again. My mind tell me say it is a Wednesday. Not sure. I think it's about a Wednesday. 9 and 7 is 16. 16 and 7 is 23. It's a Wednesday. Mr. Louie Marriott here is a brilliant mathematician. I don't want to let him go upon you. I done it done. Clinic to be held with Rastafarian health professionals at the Pitford Nyabinghi Center on the 21st of July and the 22nd. Ras Cody, it brought this to me. Thank you very much, Ras Cody. By the way, I saw the documentary on TV last night. I heard that it was aired just a week ago. And aired again. It is largely narrated, not narrated, it is largely explained. The documentary features Ras Dago, Brother Hugh Scott, my brethren of 44 years. I know him properly. Nearly 45 years. Hugh Scott. Dago, that brother who coached Bob Marley into the Rastafari philosophy and opinions and faith. Introduced him to Mortimer Plano. And did many other things for many other youth, men and female. One of the Rastafari was in America. Well-educated brother from Kingston Technical. And a draftsman and a man who can build a house and house plan. Dago Hugh Scott. Narrate most of that, explain most of that documentary. And I see him have a thing here, the Rasta Key, Fulfillment of Prophecy Concerning Haile Selassie, a publication that he's developing. We need to have Hugh Scott as one of our primary guests on this program here, Ras Dago Hugh Scott. We do need that. I tell you, we need it. More than we need cooked food. And Jah willing, we'll have him soon. I'm going to play 2 pieces of music. Have a phone call? Alright, we're going to take a phone call because we've been giving you a hard time. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning, welcome, Straight Up, hello. We'll lose that one, but anyway. You can phone in, we'll take your call. Now we're going to play this piece of music. The message, it is self-explanatory. And it is pointing out the works of Michael Manley and his team. Because Michael Manley wasn't just about Michael Manley alone. He was the head of a team. The message, let's have a piece of the message. Then we have the burning spear. Bringing up about Norman Manley and Bustamante. Not to mention Marcus Garvey. Let's have them. Yes, Burning Spear did say they've been talking about Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, Alexander Bustamante and Norman Manley, but hardly anyone. Well, you know, there are organizations dedicated to the memory of Bustamante. There are organizations dedicated to the memory of Norman Manley. The U.N.I.A was formed by Marcus Garvey and his wife, his girlfriend at the time. And you might say that organization is dedicated to the memory of Marcus Garvey. No, it is dedicated to the improvement of the Negro till the Negro returned to being an African. And 100 years on the 20th, I think it is 2 weeks' time, 2 Sundays away from today, will be 100 years since the anniversary of the formation of that organization. But the reason why Norman Manley and Bustamante are so much remembered, that their organizations dedicated not only to their memory, but dedicated to cementing their work. And these organizations take national and state power from time to time. It is left for the organization and the movement that was grown by Marcus Garvey. He didn't start it, start before him, but he grew it. The African movement. It is left for the African movement to organize self and to take control of the state apparatus. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, brother.
Hello.
Welcome.
What's wrong?
Yes, sir.
Well, I have something to ask you. I have a stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Get licked down by one car at the school gate.
Yeah.
7th of January coming now, like 4 years.
Yeah.
And the police don't take any statement of it.
Yes. 7th of January?
7th of January coming.
Yeah.
Like 4 years and the police
4 years.
Statement.
Hold on there. Don't take a statement?
Yes.
Hold on. You made a report?
Yeah.
No, hold on. Hello. You see, when I ask you a question for us to economize on the time, just answer the question I ask you, and then I will move on to what else you did want to say. Did you make a statement? Did you make a report when it happened?
Yes, sir.
Where?
And that's what you sent me here.
Oh, and the statement was written down?
Yes, sir.
And that statement wasn't taken to court?
No. You want to go to court the last time?
No, just answer the question first. That statement wasn't taken to court?
No, sir.
Hold on. When you went to court, how the case start without any statement?
Court, it just call up and put off car.
Oh.
And the man have a liar.
Hold on. We could take it step by step. Don't take my long talk. It put off all the time, right?
Yeah.
And the case has never been started to be tried?
No.
Okay, and you have a lawyer, and what does that lawyer do?
No, when we ask the time and say he needs statement.
Okay, he needs statement. Him need some statement what them charging the man for and all them thing there.
Yes, sir.
And is who licked them down? Who licked down your daughter?
Ex-policeman or a security firm.
Alright, hold on. He was a policeman when it happened?
No, sir.
And is he still in Jamaica?
Yes, sir.
And him still have the security firm?
Yes, sir.
And you have a lawyer?
No, we don't get any lawyer.
And when him ask for a statement, what does the court say to him when the lawyer asks for a statement?
They just give him a long date. Now the policeman is off the island.
Long date?
Yeah. We're going back to court August.
Alright, listen here now. We have to find out some more about this. Tell me something now. Don't hang up. Give me a number after the air, please.
Yes, sir.
We don't have another call. Alright, now we're going to go to some text messages. Good morning, Jerry. I'm living on a lot in the corporate area. Recently, I heard that it is sold. Where can I go to find out if it is sold? I think you might be able to find out from the titles office, And do you know who owns the lot? Find out. You should know by now who owns the lot. You're living on the lot. Did you build a building on the lot, or you just camp out in the lot? By now, you should know who owns the lot. Whether you camp out on the lot or you built a building on the lot, you should know who owns the lot. You can find out from that person, or I think you can find out from the title office. Anybody have any more hints, can you call him and tell me how else them can find out? Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello?
Yeah, morning, Jay.
Yes.
The person where did texting about Folks Abraham.
Yes.
I did raise it this morning, because I did Julian Robinson.
Oh, yes.
But Thanks to the correction.
Thank you. Folks, Abrams, them say you were saying that he is the minister of what?
He is the junior minister in the Ministry of Industry and Commerce.
Yes. All right, thanks. I also thank you for the correction. Yes, sir.
Yeah, give thanks.
Next one. Hear this one now. Jerry, every day you get more disgusting. Why can't you allow your guests to educate us instead of constantly butting in and showing off yourself as if you are brighter than the rest? Well, hear this now. You are addicted. You are addicted to listening to this program. You are addicted to listening to this program. Well, I'm a slow learner, but I learned that much. I'm going to see if I can learn anything else by tomorrow. Next one. Jerry, it is sad. It's not a joke. I know that funeral director was a good Samaritan in the Olympic Gardens era. My condolences to the family. I'm not taking it for a joke. I'm not taking it for a joke. I stated the facts. He was on his way to the airport, and he decided to stay at a hotel and go straight from the hotel to the airport. He also apparently ingested some cocaine in a parcel, and apparently the flight was either delayed. Some delay took place. But you know that this cannot be put off. It's not a joke, it's a fact. Next one. Jerry, have a way with words and you always keep me laughing. Keep doing what you are doing. I am torn between two things. Some people say I must stop doing what I'm doing. And some people must say I must keep what I'm doing. Well, what I have to do is cut down upon the negative thing and push up the positive thing. Accentuate the positive. Good morning, welcome to Straight Up. Hello?
Where Jerry?
Yes, sir.
We are going with
Mr. Coombs, what go on?
Me ban you know, but me.
You ban me?
Yeah, I don't want me have you know.
Yes, sir.
So you show me a talk?
Yes, sir.
You know why me don't know this gay business and I'm not finished you know.
You know under what?
The gay business and this business, me a big old man, me know anything you know.
Yeah, but you have gay in every nation, you know, homosexual in every nation.
Me never hear about Indian man that, you know.
No, you're not going to hear about it.
Me never hear about it.
Somebody...
Me don't know, me don't cover nothing no better, Jerry.
Eh?
I don't come into me.
I don't come for
me talk, you know.
I don't come for point no finger upon nobody, but me know say you have such people.
You never feel you have bad weed.
You say what's about bad weed?
You never feel, every garden you have good and bad weed.
Yeah, you have Cali, I have Bush.
Right.
And you know Cali come from India.
Alright, forget the argument now.
Yes, okay, shut up.
And not to be hospital. You know when you open?
No, tell me.
June 1950 by Sir John Huggins.
Yeah?
Lady Huggins.
Yes, Lady Huggins. You know that she was gay?
Well, Mr. Miller not hug me, man.
No, but Lady Huggins, she love to hugging. She hugging man and she hugging woman.
Me don't know about that. You must know. You can't prove me. Can't prove it.
Yeah, she hugged me up one time.
Eh?
She hugged me up one time with a little boy.
You hug up man and talk to him. I got brethren. I got loving brethren.
You hug up man and talk to him?
Yes, my brother.
Alright, then how you say you're not in it?
Hello?
How you say you're not in it?
No, me hug them. But man, don't make me rude to you.
No, don't rude to me, no. I don't want you to put no rudeness to me now.
No, man.
You can't do that.
Alright, this is me now.
Yes, sir.
After my company here, I'm clear the year that the money we spend for my brother.
Yes, sir.
And not for me.
Yes.
Somebody will tell my brother saying yes, me a boot for me money.
No, lie. Lie them a tell Pan Coombs.
You see though?
I lie them a tell Pan Coombs. Yes.
Me don't come show off no boss. Me come humble to cool man no.
No, but why you call yourself Coolie?
Well,
you're Cali man. No, you're Cali man. You're not Coolie man. You're Cali man. You know Cali bud?
No, one time I join you.
Cali roots. I'm a brethren, you know.
2 times I join you.
Eh?
2 times I join Cali bush, you know. Me go to backside.
And drink lemon, sugar and water.
Me I tell you, brother Jerry, one time, the second time, you see?
Yes, sir.
Me uncle cook on with him.
Yeah.
And me draw 2 cigarettes again. And me eat up 1 big beer and me go to I him control, you know, so the wife can't stop me.
No.
And about 10 roti.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So.
Any left for anybody else?
I'm old, but we are mad, man. About 100 people couldn't eat that food.
We
drop asleep and wake up about 6 o'clock at night.
Yes.
When we wake again, you come here, some drop out of my belly. So we get some rice, someone put a pot with the gravy.
Yes.
And see one pot there and push me in a pot and wax it off again.
What?
So find that me not do again.
But hold on, I think of you was Father Coombs.
No.
But you're Father Forsyth.
Well, it could be.
You're not Father Coombs, you're Father Forsyth.
It could be. Anyway, you're not to be a sister, I'm not joking on.
Yeah.
The doctor was there with Dr. Martin.
Dr. Martin?
Yeah, come from St. Louis, but he died.
I know him, man.
Alright, the one was supposed to open him, Dr. Lessine. But he died, cancer killed him.
Tram car?
Yeah, in town here. They come and park in car.
Yeah.
And I walk across and tram car kill him.
What is it?
So Dr. Martin and him was there, so Dr. Martin take over.
Yeah.
So the hospital don't have a ward named Lessine ward.
Yes, yes.
So the reason why they give the ward named Lessine because he was supposed to be he was at the old hospital to transfer go up there.
Yes.
So he died now, so they give ward and name for him.
Yes.
So that is that with today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Coombe. Father Forsyth. You know about Father Forsyth? You know Battling Johnny, Louie Marriott? Battling Johnny and Father Forsyth. No, put your... Battling Johnny. If the man in there have no food, the man have food. I mean a food eating competition, but Father Forsyth beat him all the way. Him can't carry a bucket for Father Forsyth. Next text message. Morning, Jerry. What if Kings rain all of July? Where are they going to get water? I don't know, boy. I'm going to go up a gum tree. Next one, Jerry Morning. Is the PNP government selling us out to the IMF and the Chinese? Them will lease you out, yes? All of them, both of the government, none of the two parties have the solution, because the solution to Jamaica's problems require two things. It requires discipline and example, and it also requires some justice about the African people condition, and none of the two of them is going to address the African people condition. The Indian people's condition and the Chinese has been addressed. After indenture, they got a ticket back to India and to Africa, a lump sum of money. If you don't want to go back to India and Africa, you get a plot of land in Jamaica. Both the Indian and Chinese indentured servants had a deal, a farm working deal. You come here for 5 years, you get your clothes and your food and pocket money. At the end of the period, you get a lump sum of money and a ticket back to India and China. If you don't want to go back, you get a piece of land in Jamaica. Well, any government don't want to address those things with the African people. They can't find the money now. But they must put these things to England and all them wicked, nasty people who owe us those money. None of these two governments going to do that. They must take side with England and America, looking friend under England and America petticoat. None of them is prepared either to do that or to have the discipline, the self-discipline that Fidel Castro and his movement had, and that the leader down there, Lee Kuan Yew down in Singapore, had the self-discipline to lead a transformation. They don't have the self-discipline and they don't have the self of justice. They cannot do it. We, the people, go and do it. It will be done, and it must be done. And we are enjoying ourselves very much. We're not vexing. We are not hurt. We are wounded but not hurt. Are we happy? You wouldn't like no, we're happy. Next one. Jerry, we learn a lot from you and you can learn from us too. So do some research on the so-called biblical times. It is confusing you with reality. Maybe so. Let us see. Next one. Jerry, I hope young people will shell down Glasgow like a peanut shell. Yes, man, a true man. Next one. Say for instance, small portions of ganja are decriminalized. If cultivation and or importation is not also made legal, where will the ganja come from legally? Not Jamaica, man. Yeah, man. Cultivation have to be made legal also. I joke them out. I play with it politically. They're playing with it for votes. That's why they're doling it out little by little. Next one. Good morning, Mr. Small. The expungement of criminal record, it is only for minor ganja offences. Yes, little by little. Them doling it out little by little. I joke them make. Them a deal with reform. A revolution have to take them. Reform them a deal with little. Piecemeal. It's revolution. And we're not talking about violent revolution. But you know that we African will fight if necessary. You know that. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning, welcome. Straight Up, hello.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing? I did dream of you, you know.
You serious?
I'm not joking. I heard a lady call earlier and I almost says that Louie.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. Brazil, we're going to the Brazil setup. We're not laughing after nobody. We're going to the setup and we're not going to name out the people and fry fish and them coffee. You know, coffee can't done in Brazil. We're going to the setup. What are you doing?
Look here.
Yeah?
I've been listening to your program.
Yes, ma'am.
And I find it interesting. I can't tell you how to run your show.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have a wish list.
Yes, ma'am.
I wish when you have your guests,
yes,
I could really hear, you know, like not like a piecemeal.
Yeah, which one of them?
Like this one now, Mr. Marriott.
Yes, but you hear me now. He was not a scheduled guest. The other two guests were scheduled.
Oh.
And I bring him in here and he's staying whole day and he's coming back very soon.
I didn't realize it's a whole day.
Yes, man. Yeah, whole day. And not only that, he's still here. And not only that, he's coming back soon, and the rest of the program is mostly him you're going to hear. Next wish list, next one. Let's go for a break. Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. Yes, Miss Lai, how are you doing? Wish list.
Listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let me tell you my wish list.
Yeah, ma'am.
You know, I was holding before Mr. Coombs came on, right?
True? Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
then you read all the text messages.
Yes.
And then all of that, and just as I came on now, the time signal now,
Yeah.
that's when I'm still holding. So
I don't know how Mr. Coombs jump in front. I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm saying maybe there should be some coordination. With
There's no maybe. There's no maybe about that. Yes.
You know, to let you know that there's a
Okay, next one. Order. Okay, calling order. Yes, next one.
Yes, and also for them to tell you that okay, you're next or whenever. Let you know it, like you're not just hanging in the booth.
Yeah, man. Next one again.
And your program really is interesting.
Well, thank you very much. And you know that you are very interesting looking.
Yes, unusual.
Yes, man. That boy, some freckle we have there.
Anyway, Jerry,
Oh,
I'm listening.
I wouldn't tire to look for you.
I'm listening.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
But you don't want to hear. You're listening, but you don't want to hear. Thank you very much, dear man.
Bye.
Good morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning, welcome, Straight Up, hello. Are you there? Come along, please. Good morning. Morning. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Wagwan.
Hey there.
Yes, sir.
Pertaining to the police resign, the head of the police force.
Yes, yes.
I think it's a welcome move, you know.
Yes, by who?
By me.
Yes.
First of all, the reason why I said that,
Yeah.
if you dial the emergency number,
Yeah.
it rings continuously.
Yes.
Nobody answer the phone.
Yeah.
And if they eventually answer the phone,
Yeah.
they have no clue where to dispatch the call to.
Yes.
They're going to tell a whole lot and then go and search to, just like how you're going to have to take up the direction.
All right, apart from the 99 number, which other reason make you welcome in resignation?
Sometime them in there and from time him around the police force and them say go and bring down crime. The only thing I'm always then do is getting new vehicles. That's it.
New vehicle, yes.
I don't see anything happening, and the crime just keep on plunging and keep on going up and
All right,
going up.
may your reason now, true. All right, how do we make a better selection for the succeeding commissioner?
To be honest with you, I have no clue.
Oh. But we must can find.
It's a tough job. It's a very tough job. I can say that.
Yeah. All right. Is there anybody you know any good police?
Yeah, I know quite a few.
All right. How high ranking you know them? How much is the highest ranking you know?
As far as inspector.
Yeah. That means you're not really familiar with the whole heap of police then.
No, because I always try. The reason being, you know, police always make a lot of citizens distance themselves from them.
Yeah.
The way
That's
them
true.
treat
That's true.
citizens. It's like them they're on another level different from.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So that is one of the reasons why it's going to be very difficult for them to fight in crime. In order to fight crime, you're going to have to be with the people, getting information from the people.
That's true. But one thing though, this commissioner, I don't know if it's because I know him from him as an inspector. Him always accessible to me and a few and some other people when I send to him. But there must be, there no must be. We hope that there's some more accessible and will stay accessible when them reaching far up on the ladder. I have to go now. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Morning, welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning. Welcome, Straight Up, hello. Good morning and welcome to Straight Up, hello. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
You have a history on Jamaican there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Louie Marriott, yes, sir.
Now, I interject.
Well, go on, I just realized says you know. Go on, you interject what?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, man. Go on.
I'd like to hear more from it.
Yes. There's after. Hold on, listen to this. Listen. I told the producer that after this phone call, no more phone call. It's just Louie Marriott.
All right. That's easy.
Yeah. Judgment, may I tell you about. Lightning and thunder. Yes, it's true. Well, hear this now. Mr. Louie Marriott. Norman Manley as founder of the PNP. But you know better than that.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead.
Because the real founder of the progressive movement in Jamaica, well, it actually started with a group of our diaspora in the United States, in New York in particular.
Yes.
And when you check the record, you find that most of them were Garveyites.
Yes.
Were coming from U.N.I.A.
Yes. They had a sense
of the Jamaica Progressive League.
Yes. They had a sense of nation then.
Yes.
Yes.
And they were advocating a measure of self-government and also universal adult suffrage.
Yes.
And they were also very, very concerned that Jamaicans living in Jamaica, no matter how highly qualified, were being ignored where certain government appointments were concerned, and that they were sending out white Englishmen to do the job that they were qualified black Jamaicans who could do.
Yeah.
And they started to interface with Jamaicans here. And Ken Hill was one of their early contacts. Ken Hill was very active in such civic groups as the Kingston and St. Andrew Literary and Debating Society, and the Federation of Citizens Associations. And he had actually started a trade union before Bustamante got into trade unionism. And Ken formed a group called the National Reform Association. He was a senior court reporter for the Gleaner, and he, because of that, he was in very close contact with some of the leading attorneys of the day, most notably Norman Washington Manley. His National Reform Association became the nucleus of a progressive movement that would or did advocate universal suffrage and self-government for Jamaica. They asked Norman Manley, they were looking for somebody. Now, Ken's group, the National Reform Association, had within it the Federation of Citizens Associations and some of the citizens associations, the more prominent ones, the Left Book Club, the Literary and Debating Society, trade unionists, the Jamaica Teachers Association, it wasn't yet Teachers Association, Jamaica Union of Teachers, and the Jamaica Agricultural Society. So it was a wide-ranging group
of civic
that formed this
organizations.
nucleus of civic organizations, as I said, and leading professionals. I believe that he approached Norman Manley about, because it was agreed generally within this progressive group that he had formed that what they now needed was a Jamaican of national stature. Well-known integrity and so on, credibility, great credibility. And the person was going to be Norman Washington Manley, this great barrister at law, former great athlete, soldier who won the military medal for bravery under fire and all this. And so Norman Manley, who was, incidentally, because of his success as a lawyer, he was a wealthy man, very rich, and a socialite.
And a racehorse owner, a boxing referee.
Not just boxing referee. He was a trainer of boxers, and when they got careless, he would knock them out. You know, he was a fantastic sportsman. I mean, just about every team at JC he was captain of.
I think he was a good shot also.
Oh yes, and once I think one of the more remarkable things about his sporting career, apart from the fact that of course he had the championship, 100 meters championship for 41 years until his son came and
equaled it.
And he was also running times and jumping distances that would have got him into Olympic finals.
World class.
If we were entered into Olympics.
World class.
That's right. And
let us reach to the point where he's invited to come and lead this movement.
The National Reform Association.
But at the time when he's invited, he's still representing big business as a lawyer.
That's right.
But later on, he takes up representation of Buster and the labor movement.
Yeah, well, that was by default because Buster had gone into
internment
and so on. But
internment.
And NW himself.
Yeah.
When I believe that at the point when Ken Hill failed to persuade him to lead the movement, was when Ken Hill asked CGX Henriquez, who was another lawyer, but unfortunately Henriquez did take up the chairmanship of the National Reform Association. But then he had a difference with St. William Grant, who could be very physical, and St. William Grant hauled him up by his collar and gave him a few slaps.
This is Henriquez.
And Henriquez.
And St. William Grant St. William Grant is one of the generals of Marcus Garvey.
Right.
Yes.
So then,
who gave Buster entree into public speaking.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then next stop now was Nethersole, Noel Nethersole, who succeeded in NW at JC as a Rhodes Scholar, great
sportsman,
athlete. That's right. And he was captain of the Jamaica cricket team and all that.
Yeah. Was he one of the Flying Five?
No.
But he was well known as a footballer, though.
He was in the 1920s, the Flying Fives. Or the 30s.
Yeah, but he was a well-known footballer.
He was a sportsman. He was a great sportsman. In fact, you didn't get the Rhodes Scholarship if you weren't.
Unless you're a sportsman, sports leader.
It was given for scholarship, leadership, and games.
Anyway, we have to go for a break. We have to go for a break. Let us take a break and we'll come back and flow. Straight up. Yes, going to final segment of the program. My guest is Louie Marriott. I'm going to read some text messages from you before I finish the program with his shedding some light on a particular thing that I think we need some light on. Next text message. Jerry, I know that the two ministers that told the police to shoot first and ask questions after, they must go to prison and the police must sue them. I know of one person who, one minister, one mayor told the police that recently in Westmoreland. I don't know of two ministers, one mayor, but Bunting the minister has said something just about them time and some of them in that part of Jamaica that kind of rhyme with this, but he didn't say that exactly, but what he said kind of rhyme with this. It's kind of in harmony with this. Next one. Mugabe has ordered all white people out of Zimbabwe. Executive order dictates that white can no longer own land in Zimbabwe, yes? Next, Jerry, when Reggae Boys got 8 love from France, Jeffrey Maxwell said that it's not acceptable. Now that the World Cup champion Brazil gets 7-1, I don't hear from him. Give it some time, no? Next one. More Mr. Small, please ask Mr. Marriott if he had relatives on Mission Road in Whitfield Town. Did you?
I live there myself.
That is you I'm thinking about.
No, well, the family, my father's nuclear family, yes.
Yeah. All right.
And in fact, we had also an uncle of mine who lived across the road with his family.
All right, we're going to let you go free, but I'm just going to read 4 more text messages. 3 more. Jerry, where in Jamaica is the singer who sang My Leader Barnia? Where does he live? I'm not sure where he is, but he had to leave the island in the 80s. I think for safer ground. But he was back and he was in this studio. We interviewed him here. We'll soon find out where he is. Mr. Martin. Next one. Jerry here speaking about ASMU security at Greendale. I visited there 2 times to see if I could get a job there. The place is closed up. Could you tell me if the company is still open or is it closed down? I think that is a company owned by Mr. Renato Adams. ASMU security at Greendale. I'm going to try to find out for you. Next one. Good morning, Jerry. This book called The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion tells how people plotted to control the world with what? TV, media, and entertainment. I think every Jamaican should read his work. Yeah, we should read widely. That's true. Well, back to Mr. Louie Marriott. Now, too many of our females that have done great works are not only on song but on read. But U.N.A. Marson, she was my next door neighbor. When I was 11, 12, 13, I get so much from reason with her. Her sister used to teach at JC, Miss Marson Jones. Right. Tell us more about Miss U.N.A. Marson.
Well, Miss U.N.A. Marson wrote lots of things, poetry, plays, There was a particularly outstanding work that was staged at Ward Theatre in the late 1930s called Pocomania, and just about every family in the performing arts in Jamaica was well represented in that production.
That's great.
The Coverleys,
yes,
the Willoughbys,
yes,
and even backstage workers, you know, people like A.T. Henry.
Yes, A.T. Henry.
Ivy Baxter was in.
Yes, must have been.
Yeah.
I think U.N.I.A went to Wilmot, did Hampton. One of them anyway. The Baxters were some Hampton, were some Wilmot's people.
Yeah, that's right.
And then she wrote something about butterfly. A lot of things she wrote. And a matter of fact, in London, she was the secretary of Haile Selassie while he was in exile.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, and boy, she tell me some things when I'm 11, 12, 13. Matter of fact, she took me to Myrtle Bank for the first time because when the white people must go there now. And yes, U.N.I.A.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, may I return to
No, just one thing. Tell me about Miss Marson Jones at JC, her sister.
She was a teacher in the lower school. She taught, well, a generalist, but she taught mainly English and maths. Up to second form.
All right. Return to your Norman Manley after Drum Blair.
Yes, and you know, Ken Hill was a great fan of Norman Manley.
Yeah.
In fact, Ken Hill's first child, born in 1936, was named Norman Washington Ignatius Hill, which spoke of the sort of reverence that Ken Hill had for Norman Manley. And Ken Hill himself was an extraordinarily gifted man. There were people, for example, and a lot of people were very respectable, who would tell you that Ken Hill was a better orator than Norman Manley.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go much higher than that.
And people used to be pulling Norman Manley's coattail and telling him to watch out against Ken Hill.
There was a lot of very anti-Hill propaganda because he was young, he was talented, and he was very popular.
And he was an organizer.
Yes. And which Norman Manley was too.
Yes.
And Ken, what was I on to?
People pulling Norman Manley coattail saying, "Watch out for Ken Hill."
Yes, yes. And in fact, that's what brought about the
expulsion of the four. Yes.
Because especially Glasspool and Will Zeiser were very jealous of Ken Hill, who was this young man who looked like he had a great future.
Yes. Had all the credentials.
And you know, there would have been a very good reason for Norman Manley declining this offer of the leadership when he did, and he resisted it for well over a year. The fact is that Norman Manley had founded in the 1930s the Jamaica Amateur Athletic Association, the Jamaica Boxing Board of Control,
Jamaica Welfare.
We'll come to that later. The amateur, just sports things now. The Amateur Swimming Association of Jamaica. And the Jamaica Olympic Association. And then, as you said, Jamaica Welfare, which was an all-embracing social and economic, social and economic, and you can't really separate that from political. There are people who say that Norman Manley said that Jamaica's problems were not political, they were economic and social. But the intellectual that I know Norman Manley to be would not have separated those things
or distinguished
in that way, right? So I think that would have been the main reason why he and then, as you said, he got involved because of Bustamante and St. William Grant's internment, and then eventually the internment of the 4 H's, who were of course in the political movement that was going to end up in the PNP. So, and the thing is that when the PNP emerged, and the great architect of that was Ken Hill. He was the one that came with the main objectives, which were adult suffrage and self-government, and also the details, you know, procedures and so on. He was a great architect of that. People call Fairclough's name Osmond Theodore Fairclough, who was the other great original leader.
Yeah.
Fairclough's thing was more personal because he had been slighted by the Jamaican bank industry, which refused to employ him as anything but a messenger if he wanted to be that.
Yeah.
I see Fairclough as a salesman of the party because he went all over the country recruiting what turned out to be a leadership eventually, a leadership cadre. But Ken Hill was the architect of the movement. So there we have it. Norman Manley himself, and by the way, the PNP was launched at a meeting of the, well, when I say launch, not a launch conference, but the announcement made about the party coming. And you know that...
At a meeting of what? Citizens Association or what?
No. A meeting of Ken Hill's National Reform Association.
Okay.
An overflowing meeting of the National Reform, where Norman Manley, the advent of a political party. Where was I now? Yes. So all the pieces are now in place for the party to be formed. And at the founding conference of the party, when Norman Manley was elected president, as was always on the cards, right? Because, and it's to his credit, much more than it would be for him to be the founder. That he was not the founder; he was founded by the people who were
he was founded.
The party.
He was founded.
He was and he was selected as a leader of the party
by the founders.
By the founders, which is much more to his credit than if he had started something and become the leader. And at the founding conference, Norman Manley made it very clear that he was not the founder of the People's National Party. And this year, when they're celebrating the 75th, last year when they celebrated the 75th anniversary of the party was saying that he was a founder.
They're glossing this over. Listen,
absolutely ridiculous.
It is insecurity that make people want to gloss over this thing. That's why I say frequently this movement here now, this PNP here now, it is not the movement of the original PNP. Now, this is not a sin, This is just a shortcoming. But this is not they need to either correct it or they need to make some distinguishing, like how the Jamaican for Justice are distinguishing Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde from the proper leadership and the principles of Elizabeth Hall. Mr. Marriott, I need to have you back here.
May I invite
very quickly, 20 seconds.
May I invite all your listeners to read the statement by Peter Phillips in his
Michael Manley lecture
some years back.
All right, we'll review that. No, we're out of time. You have to come back here. You must come back here soon. Now I want to thank my producer Tanya Richards, production assistant Shushan, the daily broadcast technician Kevin Williams. I want to thank you for sending these text messages. Mr. Small, do you have an email address I could send information to you at? Next one. Morning, Jerry. Some of the busmen that flies the route Louie to Montego Bay is taking it for a racetrack and they need to slow it down. Show it out for me. Stop take Louie to Mobile for a racetrack. Or we're going to stop you. Next one. Jerry, you host the greatest talk show on earth. Big up all the First Caribbean Bank staff and security in Portmore. Well, I am bigging up the First Caribbean Bank staff and the security in Portmore. And it's not a mutual admiration society, not because them say me host the greatest talk show on earth. Because, in Jamaica, we can't really rate ourselves that high. Because we're not going to be like the Brazil fans, And look more we have to hide behind Jamaica flag and all them kind of way there. But I thank you very much, especially Louie Marriott. Straight up.